Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Podium Picks. Sean Woodland and Tommy Marquez here inside the Whoop Studios. We are recording this the Monday after the final two open workouts. And I'm going to say that you and I are a little worse for the wear right now.
Oh, man.
The Whoop numbers are not looking good for me.
You're watching in real time as just my body starts to revolt against itself. I'm fortunate enough that I got a 45% recovery.
That is pretty good.
Just because I spent 10 hours in bed last night.
Oh, man.
And I only got 7 hours and 32 minutes of sleep, which is like the lowest efficiency I've ever had.
I can't tell you the last time I spent 10 hours in bed. It's been a couple decades.
It was just one of those things last night. We got done watching an episode of we just started the show Euphoria on HBO Max, and I had just a couple fingers of my favorite bourbon to celebrate the end of the Open, and then I was just like, you know what, it's 8:30, time to go to bed.
Going to bed. Nice. So you had what was your recovery score? You said
43%.
All right. Well, I got a 29. Wow.
Oh.
And I got 4 hours and 54 minutes of sleep. So that's for me, that's actually not bad, but just wasn't quality sleep because I was banged up.
Yep.
So if you guys want to get on the Whoop train, you can go to whoop.com and you can use the code talking15 and you will save 15% and you will optimize the way that you train and recover. Today's Podium Picks, we're going to do March Madness moments, things from March Madness. And who better to do that than a former collegiate basketball player himself, Easy Muhammad. Easy, thanks so much for doing this, man. How you doing today?
Good, man. In the same boat y'all in, just super sore and beat up.
Yeah, that's you had the privilege of being able to to throw down in front of everybody. What was that experience like?
Man, that was super fun. That was my second live workout, but my first time at CrossFit to do a workout or just to do anything. So it was super fun being up there with everybody else, and then of course just super fun doing it for the cause. So I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah,
it was cool watching it, and we were talking before we came on here, but I have such a not that I didn't respect what you guys did anyway, but just such a newfound respect. I think even more now after going through those 3 workouts and just seeing what you guys can do with them. It's just, I don't know how those athletes do it, man. It's incredible. So good on you. Today, so we're going to draft things from March Madness. Cause as we have this discussion right now, we are in the round of 16.
We are
Sweet 16.
No, we're at Elite 8.
We're Elite 8.
Sweet 16 just finished up last night.
Big UCLA upset of Alabama. That happened, right?
That was
went to overtime.
Yeah. So I will say, full disclosure, I bet on all the Sweet 16 games this weekend.
There you go.
All 8. I went, including some overs. I only bet 1 over, and it was that Alabama UCLA game,
and which it hit
because of overtime.
Yeah.
So Tiff, fun little story. Tiff is watching, and she's like, "What do you have on this game?" And I'm like, "I have the over. I have Alabama, but that was blown. Like Alabama wasn't going to cover. I'm like, but I need the over, and I'll break even on this game." And she goes, "What's the over under?" I'm like, 145. And it was 65-62. And she goes, "Oh." And I go, "I need them to drop a really cool play, maybe hit the big guy for a 3 up top deep to tie it, and we'll go to overtime." And she's like, "Seems like a long shot that you're kind of rooting for." And I'm like, this is what sports betting is about. And sure enough, the big guy hits a 4-pointer from just inside half court and overhits.
There you go.
I think that convinced her as to why. And I don't bet a lot of money. I bet within my means. But I think that opened her eyes to March Madness.
I have a couple of friends who were UCLA alums. One of them still works there, so they're very happy right now.
Oh, where does he work?
Worked at UCLA in the art department. Actually.
I have a friend that works in the athletics department.
Okay, cool. So, all right. So here are the categories that we're going to do, and we're going to do these in order this time. So a little bit of departure from how we usually do it. So in the first round, we are all going to draft a coach. From this, and it can be of any NCAA tournament, not just the one going on now.
Yep.
In the second round, we will all draft an upset. In round 3, we will draft a mascot. That's going to be fun. Round 4, a play. And then the final round, something just miscellaneous, anything about March Madness. So easy. The way this works is we usually let our guests determine where he wants to draft. This is a snake style fantasy football style draft. So if you pick first, it will go 1, 2, 3, and then it goes 3, 2, 1.
Gotcha.
And then, so you get back-to-back picks if you're picking at the end. If you pick second, you just get one. So where would you like to draft?
I'm gonna draft first.
First,
Ooh,
of course you will. All right. You're going to flip it this time?
Yep.
Okay.
So Sean and I will flip to see who picks next. Heads is colored. Bear steals tails.
All right. I'm going tails.
Oh, heads.
Deviated from my usual.
Ooh. I am gonna take. You know what? I'm gonna take the second spot.
Oh, okay. That gives me the third. All right.
Yes.
So it will go Easy, then Tommy, then me, and we will open up the draft. So Easy, you are now on the clock. We will open up the draft where you have to pick a coach, what the top coach from, or whoever you think is the top coach from NCAA tournament history.
John Calipari.
John Calipari. That is a good one. That is a very good one.
Let me put that pick in. Any thoughts behind it, Easy?
Just know he sends the most athletes to the league damn near, and every year Kentucky just has their blowout year or blowout seasons and stuff like that. Just a coach that has always just a big name that's always been around the college, as you watch college sports, listening and tune in. It's just a big name that's always been about the athletes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coach Calipari, Coach Cal is. You look at his resume of the NBA players that he has coached, it's
insane.
Didn't he coach in the NBA at one point? Or am I thinking of? I'm probably thinking of somebody else.
Patino's gone up there.
That's it. That's a guy I'm thinking of.
Patino's gone up to the NBA. But what was it? 2013? One of those Kentucky teams where you had like Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, like John Wall. You're like,
Sacramento Kings fans, we know DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, it was. I think there's something to like him understanding what the one and done rule works for some of these like up and coming athletes that like, hey, I want to give you a chance to really get you ready for the NBA. We're gonna have some fun in college, and then
1 year and you're out.
Yeah,
go make your money.
Which is it's a different style than some of the other programs that you see.
All right, you're up, Tommy.
This one was, for lack of a better term, easy for me. I'm gonna go with John Wooden.
Yep. See, I had one of the there. I'm going to take the other guy. So
yeah, you go with as far as like the accolades. So like I think there's a couple ways you can look at like pro players, how you prepared them for the next level to make them professionals, while also finding success. John Wooden was just UCLA. I feel like is still living off of his legacy.
Oh, no question.
Like they've had down years, and they've had years where like they don't quite fit the UCLA build that he's built. But then you just look at their ability to get recruits to Westwood in LA, and that it's just all built off him. I mean, go ahead.
The pyramid of success, man.
And think about how many other coaches in other sports use his model and some of his quotes to help guide their teams.
100%. And you look at the guys that he coached, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was Lou Alcindor back then, Bill Walton, some of those guys that really set the 10 NCAA championships, 12 Final Fours. I think like you talk about the pyramid success and how he actually extended beyond just the game. And there's something to be said. A lot of like the game of college basketball, like you get kind of the Hoosiers, Indiana feel. That's what, like a lot of people consider like the hometown of college basketball is in Indiana. He's an Indiana guy. He was born, he went to Dayton High School, coached at Indiana State before UCLA, played college basketball, played at Purdue, and then comes back and makes UCLA just an absolute powerhouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
check out my,
go for it.
Check out my YouTube highlight tape.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little jump.
Yeah. A little shout out to him.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
All right. We'll have to watch that. I do not have a YouTube highlight tape of any sport that I've ever It must be nice. Okay. I am going to take Tommy took John Wooden. It was between those two for me. I'm going to take Mike Krzyzewski from Duke. 34 tournament appearances, 94 wins, 29 losses, a career win percentage of .764. He's been to 12 Final Fours, runner-up 4 times, and he has 5 national titles. So he is a guy that is just synonymous with the school. And he is the second on the national championships all time to John Wooden, who has 10. Mm-hmm. So he has 5. Also the guy who I believe he coached the original Dream Team, didn't he?
He's
one of the coaches.
He's one of the Chuck Daly was the original.
But he was on that staff.
Yeah,
he was on the staff.
Yeah, and then he's also been the USA basketball coach for a while too. He's also coached in an Indiana school as well. So it's like that Midwest kind of basketball, I guess, pedigree, if you will.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Still going strong at Old Duke, isn't
he? He is. K. That's what, and this actually brings up a great, amazing point. The guy doesn't age.
No,
he's 74.
What?
Wow.
Could you imagine being 74, still running up, giving the business to all these 18, 19-year-old kids to put them, like, make sure they're running your triangle offense or your motion offense? Like, at 74, like, that's to play like a full NCAA schedule, you know, the rigors of like recruiting and, you know, all the stuff that goes on with being a coach at that level to still be going at 74, unreal.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So we've now drafted a coach. Now I get to lead off in the upset category, right?
Ooh, yes.
So I'm not going to take Tommy's because I know what Tommy's is. I could do that to spite you, but I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to go way back.
Oh,
I'm going to go to 1985 and I'm going to go Villanova 66, Georgetown 64 in the national championship game. And that was Patrick Ewing, I believe, was on Georgetown's team. And they were a team that I think the tournament had just expanded to 64 this year. So had it not been for that expansion, Patrick Ewing was on, he was on Georgetown. So, you know, he was a force of nature.
Yeah.
And his team lost. And the only reason that Villanova got in is because they expanded from 32 to 64. They were not going to make the tournament. So it was like, okay, we expanded the tournament. You get to go. They actually, there's a little foreshadowing to this because they had only lost 2 games by a total of 9 points to their Big East rivals. So you know it's going to be close. Villanova shot 78.6% en route to the upset. Crazy. National champion Villanova over the Patrick Ewing-led Georgetown Hoyas, 66-64. The number 1 upset of all time in the NCAA tournament.
Fun fact, you know who was on that Villanova squad?
Who was on that Villanova squad?
Wyatt Maker, the
touchdown maker,
who was I coached with.
Really?
I coached high school basketball alongside as we coached his sons.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
He lives in Salinas, from Salinas area, and both of his sons went to my alma mater, played in and around my brother too, and that's those same classes above or below, and got to see that Villanova ring that he had, and that he would show off whenever the kids would ask. But yeah, kind of a cool little.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Tie to that. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Speaking of rings, I don't know why CrossFit doesn't give out rings. We should get rings for qualifying for the game.
I agree with that. I think there should be rings. I think there should be a Hall of Fame. All that stuff.
Dude. Oh man, get a fat podium ring.
That would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Because you get the medal, obviously, but
we get coins.
Coins. Yeah. Challenge.
We gotta
up the
update that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Because imagine if you get to qualify. You qualify for a few years. You get a few rings on your finger. You know.
Yeah.
Sick. Oof.
All right, so you're up with upset here.
I'm gonna zig when everyone's gonna zag.
Okay, I know where you're going.
Do you?
I would think I would.
This is tough.
I mean, it involves your alma mater, Tommy.
It does. And it's crazy.
You're going to forsake your alma mater?
You know what? I am.
Oh, wow.
Because there's only ever, and I went to Santa Clara, and the upset with Steve Nash was epic. And it's still a thing I get to hold over my brother because they beat Arizona. My brother went to Arizona. But this upset has only ever happened once in the history of the NCAA tournament. Only one time has the 16 seed beat a number 1 overall seed.
Okay.
And it was the UMBC, University of Maryland, Baltimore College.
I remember this.
Golden Retrievers over the number 1 overall seed in the tournament, Virginia Cavaliers. They didn't just beat them.
That wasn't too long ago, was it?
2018.
Yeah.
They beat them by 20.
Oh, man.
It was the first ever 40+ point spread differential based on what Vegas thought was going to happen.
So the Cavaliers were 20-point favorites, and they lost by 20.
They lost by 20. I was in Vegas for that tournament. We could not believe what we were watching. UMBC just put on a clinic, and it was crazy because everyone had Virginia picked to win the national title because they played such good defense. Such good defense.
Well, not that night.
But their big issue is they couldn't score in bunches when they needed to if they got into a track meet. And that's exactly what happened. UMBC upset them. They almost made it to the Sweet 16, not quite, but what we thought was impossible finally happened. A 16 upsetting a 1 seed. Crazy thing about that too is it also set up the greatest comeback ever, because Virginia turned around the next season and won the national title. So same players, some of the same players that lost to a 16 seed, turn around and won the natty and cut down the nets next season. So,
all right.
That's sweet.
That's a good one. Okay, Easy, you're up now. Your biggest upset, you get to draft here in the second round, and then you get to draft again as we what's round?
Mascots.
Mascot. Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, this one was a little hard because my boys just got upset in this tournament this year, but I'm gonna have to go back to I think it was like 2006 or 7. I think it was like 2006 or 7. I can't remember. But the reason why I remember is because one of my as a basketball player, I used to do a lot of studying on teams that we play in our conference, and we were in the Ohio Valley Conference. And my coach was telling us about Murray State, and how good their offense is, and how you need to watch their offense because it's sneaky and it's, they're tricky and they're really, really smooth on how they set plays up. And of course, watching that, learning more about Murray, they had upset Vandy on an out of bounds play and beat Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
And that was like a huge upset. And so I'm gonna have to go with that one. Murray versus Vandy.
I like the personal tie to it.
Too, yeah.
Yeah. I think Vanderbilt was a 4 seed that year. And it was 2010, maybe? Is that that far back?
I think it was before that. It might have been before that. I can't remember exactly the date. I have to look it up. But I just remember scouring through all of their stuff, like from years and years and years back. And their offense is incredible. Like their offense, they run it so smoothly. Everything just seems to be set up perfectly, from the screen to where they dribble the ball to the passes. I mean, it's flawlessly executed. And so that was like our biggest issue when we played them, was like just sticking that man to man. Because their offense they executed so well. And looking that up, and then that was something that I just remembered from back when, and it might have been 2010, but I think it was before then.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, I actually remember that game. It was one of the first few years that I went to March Madness to celebrate, and that was a couple things stand out. One, that was still the long shorts era of NCAA, so shorts past the knees. You get some of these like Midwestern schools, or some of these where they have your jersey looks like a cutoff sleeve T-shirt,
yes.
so like wider shirt.
I remember when they first started those.
Yeah. I used to call it the Iverson era of jerseys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, Murray State hit a sick pull-up jumper from like I think just outside of the elbow to beat Vandy. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
I like
All right. Well, now, you get to kick off round 3 with your mascot pick.
I'm going with the Golden Eagle from Tennessee Tech.
Oh, there you go. Now,
Oh.
so was this? Some schools actually have, like Auburn has, War Eagle. Did you guys have an actual eagle, or was it some dude in a suit?
No, it was an actual eagle.
Really?
Oh, wow.
That's
I'll send you a picture of me and the eagle. We used to clown around. And it's funny because I never knew who was actually in the suit. But we used to always clown around before games and joke around and stuff like that. And then once I graduated, he used to always like come get my daughter in the games when I was a strength coach. Come pick up my daughter and like walk her around and play with her and stuff like that. So
awesome.
he was always something special just because he used to always just kind of hang out, and we always took pictures with him and hung out with him and stuff like that.
So did you actually have an actual eagle too?
No, we did not. We did not have an actual eagle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Man, it's not easy being a mascot.
Dude,
they work hard.
There's an art to like working the crowd, and it's crazy. Especially if you have to do like push-ups or anything like that. Man. Oh.
All right.
So the Golden Eagle, of course, you got to take that.
Yeah.
So you're up.
Yeah. I would be not disappointed, but I'm glad that Easy, stuck to his true alma mater. I don't, there's nothing special about Santa Clara's, mascot. I don't think Bucky the Bronco he was all right. He's pretty cool, but there's one that just up the road that I have to pick that I have a tie to as well, because I had good friends that went there. We went to every tailgate, every football game. And it's got a kind of a unique twist to it. And it might be the ugliest mascot in all mascots. And it is the Stanford tree.
Oh, the Stanford tree.
And
yes,
there's a story behind that. Basically,
I love it's okay.
Basically, there used to be this rivalry, Stanford Cal, big rivalry. I guess there was a year where they stole each other's mascot outfits.
Okay, yeah.
And Stanford the Stanford tree got stolen, and I think by the Cal band or something like that, and they demanded that they give back the Golden Bear outfit in exchange for the tree. And they said, "Nah, you keep it." And so from every year on out, they started the tradition of each season, the new person and like group that represents the mascot has to create their very own.
Make their own.
They make their own unique.
Okay, I didn't know that's how that started.
So every year, the Stanford tree mascot changes, and it's its own unique design relative to that year, which is kind of cool. And it's funny because it's just like this big wire cage filled with like whatever was on sale at Michael's, and that's apparently
that's part of the tryout. It's like you have to be the mascot. You got to present your costume and all that stuff. I think it's great.
It's hilarious. And like the best years, it has like the googly eyes on it, which is like
goes all different ways.
Oh man, it's just oh man, yeah. I got some not family friendly stories about the tree. Just some funny stories that are like classic college stories about the tree.
Man, you got to bring it when you're the tree, because you really have no limbs to be sort of expressive with. So you're going to have to just use your whatever
I had a friend that went to Stanford, and one of her friends took a liking to the tree.
I understood. Yes.
But yeah, it was some fun times back in the day, and California kid just up the road.
Okay, the Stanford tree. All right, so what we'll do now is I will make my mascot pick, and then we'll do our Whoop podium. So I'm going to go. I've actually mentioned this school already once in my upset, and I'm going to pick their mascot. And if you know me, you know why. So I'm going to pick Jack the Bulldog from Georgetown.
Oh, okay.
Georgetown Hoyas, Jack the Bulldog. He runs around in his own little truck here. I also would have accepted Georgia. They have UGA.
Yeah.
But I associate Georgetown more with basketball than I do Georgia.
Yes.
So I'm going to go with Jack the Bulldog. I appreciate any school that has a real live animal as their mascot. So Jack the Bulldog gets to run around on the floor on his in his truck.
Yep.
And just, dude, they treat those dogs
Oh my
really well.
gosh.
Like they're treated like kings.
Oh my, it's crazy.
So
they have like their own handlers. They have like their own climate control.
Yeah.
Like,
have you ever seen Uggo when he's on the sidelines at Georgia games, just like laying on that big thing of ice, with his tongue hanging out? It's great. So if you got a bulldog mascot and it's a real life bulldog, I mean, how can I not pick that?
There's a real life bulldog sitting 20
that's
feet
right,
from us
exactly.
right
just probably hanging out on the couch, just slobbing all over my furniture. So I cannot not pick him. I was also maybe looking at Sparty from Michigan State, but I know that I didn't want to traumatize you because I know you're still upset about that.
I've got some fun ones for the honorable mentions.
Okay, so I'm going to take Jack the Bulldog from the Georgetown Hoyas, and that now will bring us to our Whoop podium, and we are going to take a look at recovery for the month of March.
Yes.
So who recovered the best? It was the open month, so a lot of people putting some day strain up there. So who recovered the best in our Whoop group during the month of March?
We've got quite a few people that did the whole month in the green. So very impressive. Our top overall recoverers for the month of March. Number 1, Kurt Hunt, 76% across the board. Number 2, Trudy W., 76% across the board. Number 3, Gina DeLucia, 75% across the board. Number 4, I'm going to mispronounce this. I'm really sorry. I believe it's McField Pavlidis Wind, 74%. Number 5, I'm going to mispronounce this again. I'm sorry. Azul Jumagalieva. There we go.
Nice.
73%.
That one out.
My cousin Val Fahey got 6 with 73%, keeping it in the family. There we go. Number 7, Betsy Chapman was 73%. Number 8, Sarah Hayes, 72%. Number 9, Elid Curry, 71%. And then number 10, everything above 71% or higher. Number 10, Bryson Del Monte, to round out the top 10. Everybody keeping it in the green for our top performers. Everybody above 71% or higher. What were you at for the month? I was 60.
I haven't even looked.
Yeah, it's probably not pretty.
Yeah. I don't want to frighten people.
I was 65% for the month. So
nice.
Not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Okay, now we kick off round 4, and I'm on the clock again as we kick off round 4 with the greatest a play. Okay. So there's 2 here that I'm you know what? I'm going to go with the one that I actually remember watching.
Okay. I think I know what it is.
And it was two players, and I've actually mentioned this school too, from Duke. And I remember, I think it was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, because I remember the celebration by Christian Laettner.
Yeah.
This was like 92 or 3. It was early 90s, I think. And it's just simply known as the shot. And anytime you have something that is just known as the shot, it's a big deal. It's like the play in Cal Stanford. Like, what that is.
Yeah.
The catch. Sorry to bring that up. So it's Grant Hill needed to put a perfect pass to Christian Laettner.
A cross court,
perfect pass. And then he needed to put up the perfect shot. They got both of them. And was it North Carolina they beat?
Kentucky.
That's right. So game-winning shot. And this, you see, I think it's like Christian Laettner, the shot. He's like running away from the hoop, just giving the fist pump. So I'm going to go with the shot. There was one other one, but I don't have as clear a memory of it. I remember watching this. So I got to be true to myself. And I'm going with the shot from Christian Laettner.
That's a good one. That was, pretty much kind of a 1-1 pick there. I'm a big fan of that one. That shot got Christian Laettner a spot on the dream team.
Yeah, no, I think, he had a brief career in the NBA, right?
Yeah.
But never lived up to the hype.
No. And it was funny because if there's ESPN 30 for 30, the greatest game that no one saw.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
the scrimmage between the dream team back in the day, where it was like when Michael Jordan's like ascension to being the guy.
Oh yeah.
When he was playing against Magic and Bird.
I wish I could have seen that game.
And it was like, it took place in like Romania or somewhere on the road when they're getting ready for the Olympics in Barcelona. And Christian Laettner was on the team because he was like the college guy.
Yeah.
And they were just like,
so see, we're amateurs.
they were like, sit down, like college kid. Nobody wants you on the team.
Right.
Like, he kept trying to sub in. They're like, nope, stay out.
That was that's a definition of man's game that was going out there.
Oh yeah.
All right. So now it's your turn, Tommy, for greatest play.
Okay. So this was. So this might be, I don't know if this is greatest play, but I think this is infamous play for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to go with.
Yeah. So this is probably what cemented Chris Webber.
I knew it. Yeah. The timeout.
And it's the timeout that never was.
Yeah. I remember that is one play in the NCAA tournament. I can tell you right where I was when it happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was visiting my buddy down at UC Irvine and we were watching it in like he was in the dorms and we were watching the common area. It was crazy.
Yeah. So Chris Webber's anyone who's not familiar is the timeout. Chris Webber took an illegal timeout in the national championship game against North Carolina. The Michigan Fab Five, the famed Fab Five, were knotted in a tight game against North Carolina. I believe Pat Sullivan, maybe someone had hit I can't remember what had hit some free throws to go ahead. Chris Webber at some point scrambles to get a loose ball. Look, it's tied up in the corner, rips it away, and calls the timeout. They didn't have a timeout.
I remember that.
Obviously, it's a technical when that happens. It ultimately pretty much cost the Fab Five their national title. And growing up, I was a North Carolina fan just because North Carolina had a collection of obviously like Michael Jordan, but that was before my time. There were a lot of guys that I really liked that played for North Carolina as well. On top of Michael Jordan, James Worthy. I was a Lakers fan. He was one of my favorite basketball players growing up. A kind of guy that I modeled my post game off of. Antoine Jameson, Vince Carter, Jerry Stackhouse, those types of guys that I grew up kind of following along as well. That were North Carolina Tar Heels. It was crazy. That got North Carolina a championship, which was insane. And it's one of the things that has unfortunately characterized the Fab Five's career in college, with Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, Juwan Howard, all going on to have successful pro careers.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, how you forget how good they were. It's like the Bill Buckner thing. You forget like what a great player he was. But it's like one play. One play defines their whole legacy. Unfortunately, I got a soft spot in my heart for C-Web because he played for the Kings. So.
Yep.
All right. Easy. Back to you finally. You get back-to-back picks. You get to close this thing out. So you get your play, and then you get your miscellaneous.
And the miscellaneous is...
It can be anything you want that's associated with the NCAA tournament. Your choice. Shooter's choice.
Anything in college basketball.
Yeah.
That one's tough. But the number one play, but top plays was just way too hard to pick, man. Especially in the tournament. Just some crazy stuff goes on. One of my top performances was I want to say it was Xavier when what's the point guard's name?
Was it Jordan? It
was like 10 years ago.
Jordan Crawford.
Is it Jordan Crawford? It was 2 point guards. I think it was Xavier. I can't recall, but it was one of my exciting moments in NCAA in the tournament. And these 2 point guards just like literally destroyed everyone and walked them through the tournament. I got to find it and figure out what it is. But top plays or plays, I just had to do, I chose this one as I was just like looking up different plays. And I was just like, let me find something just because I'm in Iowa. And I saw this and I was like, no way. Northern Iowa beat Texas on a half-court buzzer beater.
Oh, yes.
And I was like,
half-court buzzer beater.
Listen, I was like, how is Northern Iowa even close in their rankings to Texas in a basketball game? There's no way they should be that close in a basketball game where they can hit a buzzer beater or hit a half-court shot and win. But I watched the game and I was just like all the highlights and stuff. And I'm just sitting here amazed because Northern Iowa is not that good of a team.
Good enough to win for half court.
Yeah. And they're going against Texas and the game was this tight. So I just thought that was, and then I watched it and literally he just catches it, dribbles the half court and lets it fly. And they end up beating Texas. And I was just like, wow, how did that happen? So I'll take that one, Northern Iowa versus Texas, just because I'm in Iowa. Want to give some love and shout out to all the Iowans here. And I know they will remember that moment.
Dude, that was crazy because I remember that one too. I think it was like 2016, maybe.
Yeah.
Something around there. One of I don't know was that Shaka Smart's first year in Texas? I think. I don't know. I just remember one of my buddies losing that bet and basically blaming the Texas coach of being on the take. And it was phenomenal.
Oh, the things you'll say,
dude.
Funny.
I just watched this shot. He banks it in from a step behind half
Really?
court, and it's
Yeah.
I just love the ensuing celebration. That's the best. Everybody just runs onto the court, and I mean, it stinks to see the team just doing this, disbelief Cobra. But
when stuff like that happens, I don't know if anyone else got this, but like your coach like trains you to run on the court if that ever happens.
Really?
Why? Yeah, so that so the judges don't have time to like recall things. They can just call the game.
Oh, okay.
So if someone hits a buzzer beater and it's like close, should we go back and check film? If everyone storms the court, no matter what, if it's a buzzer beater, then maybe they won't recall it. They just try to the rest just try to get out of there because they see everybody rushing the court.
I had no idea.
It was Shaka Smart's first year in Texas.
It was. Where's he? Where's Shaka at now?
He just left Texas and he just signed with Marquette.
Marquette. Okay.
Yeah. He just got bought out at Texas and signed a big deal with Marquette. Oh my gosh, that shot is just phenomenal.
Super casual.
Yep. All right. That's some good insight on
I didn't. That's great. That's why we have Easy on.
Storm the court. As soon as that ball goes in, that thing goes off. If
Get
it's
off
a game
the bench
winner,
and go.
just go. Just run out on the court.
I love it. All right. So now
run to the locker room.
Yes, one of the two. Final pick for you. So anything you want that has to do with NCAA tournament or college basketball, whatever you want to pick.
I'm trying to find the year on that Jordan Crawford stuff, but
anything I want from college basketball. Let me see.
I know what mine is, and I'm afraid it's not going to get back to me. I think Tommy's going to take it.
Yeah.
But then I got another one. I got two.
Man, that's a tough one, man. Gosh, I'm trying to figure out what
about office pools.
Oh man.
Is that your
the over under on your bracket being busted the first weekend?
I used to hate that. I used to like the one year that I actually paid very close attention to college basketball because I was producing a college basketball show back in Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. I thought I had a really good bracket, and I did. I got 3 of the 4 Final Four teams, and I still lost the bracket.
I'm trying to think of what those. It was I can't remember who they were, man, but it was way back in the day. It was literally like what made me aspire to be the best point guard, and I cannot remember who they were, but it was 2 point guards. I want to say they were from Xavier. I don't think they were, and they were just like terrorizing people. It was like, it wasn't Derrick Rose. It was
Derrick Rose is on Memphis.
No, it wasn't Derrick Rose. What's the guy's name that plays on it's right there. He is on, I want to say he was in the league on the Clippers, or he backed up not
Jamal Crawford?
No, not Jamal Crawford.
Wasn't Chris Paul on the Clippers? Was it recent?
The duo? No, this was like 10 years ago, like out of high school, like, and I want to say the 2 point guard was from Xavier. Hold on, they backed up Chris Paul. Hold on. Gosh, this is driving me
we're on a crazy now. Figure this thing out.
We got to, man. I got to, but this was.
Look it up.
It was let me. You know what? This is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find it right now.
Let me see. I'm looking up brackets.
heavy research is going on here.
I know.
And they literally just like 2 point guards. He's like, what's his name? He's like slightly bow-legged, super fast point guard. And he has just the awkwardest jump shot.
Damn.
Like light complected. He was a 6-man off I want to say it was the Clippers, but it might not have been the Clippers. He was a 6-man coming in. And
God, this is I feel like I know it, the minute you said bow-legged, I'm like, come on, who is that?
yeah. And he always wears long socks. Hold on.
Jordan Crawford. We always say him.
He was on Xavier back in the day. Jamal Crawford was on the Clippers. He was a 6-man, but he's not light skinned.
I'm looking it up right now. How is this even possible?
Aaron Williams.
6-man of. You know when he got into the league?
Probably like 2008, 2007.
Okay. Let's see.
This is going to drive me crazy.
Should we just put you down for the Xavier dual point guards?
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's Xavier. I want to say it's Xavier. Wake Forest. No, it's Chris Paul. Man, listen, I'm going to find this, man. But it was like.
All right. Well, we will put you down for Xavier dual point guard.
Put me down for that. I'm going to find it and then double it up. But next person go.
That's your pick for Miscellaneous.
Now this is getting me that I can't find it either because I love researching this stuff. Let's see.
So for Miscellaneous,
I know what my Miscellaneous is. It even took part this year. My Miscellaneous is Sister Jean Dolores Schmidt from Loyola Chicago. She is the unofficial mascot, and she is the chaplain for the Loyola Ramblers men's basketball team of Loyola University Chicago. She is a religious sister of the Sisters of Charity of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and she is an avid college basketball fan. And she came to prominence a few years back when the Loyola Chicago Ramblers men's team made it to the Final Four, and she was there in her wheelchair clapping on the sideline. She even had a bobblehead made after her.
I saw that.
This year, again, at 101 years old, traveled to the tournament to be with the team as they made a run to the Sweet 16 this year. She was California native, born in San Francisco, California in 1919.
Wow.
And raised in the Eureka Valley neighborhood. Man. And she has become like the patron saint of March Madness, just because she's out there. She releases a scouting report before each game.
So she's like hardcore.
She's
fan.
like, yeah,
wow.
She's like, you know, we have really good guard play, and their team, you know, typically shoots 35% from the 3-point range, but I think our guard play can slow that down. And she released it before every game, and it's a big deal. So much so that like the betting community has like started following her. There's been jokes that less savory jokes about what deity's allegiance she actually has to based on Loyola Chicago's continued success. All in good fun, obviously, but it's been hilarious, like to watch, and she's just killing it out there. 101 years old, traveling to the NCAA tournament, still got to watch the Ramblers make it to Sweet 16. My buddy had a Sister Jean bobblehead that he brought to March Madness. It's awesome.
Okay. So you did not take mine.
Okay.
Mine is I'm just gonna read something here to you, Tommy.
Okay.
The ball is tipped, and there you are.
Oh.
You're running for your life.
No, oh God.
You're a shooting star.
I know exactly what it is.
I'm going with one shining moment. How can you not love the cheesy awesomeness that is one shining moment, the highlight video and song that closes out every single NCAA tournament, and they have yet to update that thing. That song has been around for like 35 years or something, and they haven't touched it because it is perfect for the NCAA tournament. I mean, feel the beat of your heart, feel the wind in your face. It's more than a contest. It's more than a race. I mean, these are just fantastic lyrics. And it's, it's the one thing where you stay tuned, like the tournament's over and they cut down the nets and they award the trophy and Gumbel's there going, when we come back, one shining moment. You're like, all right, get the grandma out of bed. Let's gather the kids, fire up the Betamax. One shining moment's going to be on. We're going to watch this thing, and it's just, you watch your video and at the end they show, they show the final game and everything that happened there. Like they're editing it on the spot.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. But I think that is the one thing that has always, that started like post game or post tournament, post whatever videos. Yep. So one shining moment is what I'm going to close out the draft with for my miscellaneous.
I think I have Easy's pick.
Oh, good. Okay.
Was it the team from Davidson that had Steph Curry on it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Curry, man.
The mystery continues
because that Davidson team, man, this is like a stumper.
Well, despite that, I still feel everyone here had a strong draft.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Good stuff.
Easy. If you do ever come up with it, you got to text us because it's killing me now.
Dude, it is I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my goodness, man. I'm pretty sure he either played. I'm looking at the teams right now. He either played for the Clippers.
See.
I'm looking at this.
Can I ask a question on a related basketball note?
Yeah.
Okay. I have heard, Easy, that there might be a pending one-on-one game between you and Tommy Marquez in the works. And I'm wondering where and when this is going to happen and can people watch it take place live?
Listen, I'm waiting. Listen, we need to get a hold of Castro.
Okay.
And we need to go ahead and make this happen live. And if anybody wants to join in, they can join in. And we could just run it. Put a little let CrossFit basically put a little fee on the line just to spike everything up, or let the fans bet a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and Tommy are gonna go head to head. We're gonna do it one time for the fans, man.
I like it. And I was going to say, we could even put some charity stuff in there, raise some money. I think it was that Xavier team with Tu Holloway and Jordan Crawford back in the day.
It might have been.
Yeah. Cause Jordan Crawford was 2008, 2009, and they went to the Elite Eight or something like that. They crushed it.
That might have been it then. It might have been Jordan Crawford.
Yeah. Sick.
All right. Well, Easy, we really appreciate you taking the time to do this. That was fun. Remember, everybody, to vote, you got to go to our Instagram profile. So Talking Elite Fitness, Tommy will post something that recaps all of our drafts, and then you can vote on who had the best draft. So me, Tommy, or Easy, make sure that's the only place that votes count. Love votes and when people vote in the YouTube comments, but don't count. Got to go over to Instagram.
And congratulations to Becca Voigt, who dominated our best female athletes draft last week, and now moves the all-time total to 3 wins for the guest, 3 wins for Sean, 2 wins for me. I'm bringing up the rear now.
I think you got a good shot here. So
all right,
and then we got a good one coming up with Pat Sherwood after this. So
yep. And before we go, Easy, one last time, where can everyone support Project Onyx and the cause?
Yeah, Project Onyx DSM is our Instagram. All our links are in the bio for you to go to the website, donate, stuff like that. We should have shirts back up within the next week or so. We just wanted to get all these orders finished and shipped out before we continue to keep releasing some more ideas. Or you could just follow me, Elijah EZ Muhammad. Remember, it's letter E, letter Z, Elijah EZ Muhammad, for more information on what we're doing with Project Onyx and stuff like that. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, Easy. Thank you so much. And thanks for everything you're doing there in your local community. And I know that you're trying to expand that program, and we will continue to try and get the word out on that. It's fantastic what you guys are doing. And I think more people should follow suit for you. So
awesome, man. Thank you.
Right. Thanks a lot. That's going to do it for today's edition of Podium Picks. Be sure to go and vote, guys. For Tommy Marquez and Easy Muhammad, I'm Sean Woodland. Thanks so much for joining us. Take care of each other, be better, and we will talk to you soon.